More than 50 environmental and land judges in Kenya have converged in Kilifi for a 5-day conference to hear and resolve land disputes affecting residents within Kilifi County. Led by High Court Judge Lady Justice Millicent Odeni, they are expected to hear views from all 7 constituencies of Kilifi to solve matters on the spot and refer others with critical challenges where necessary. Speaking to the press after paying a courtesy call to Kilifi Governor Govner Mung'aro, Justice Odeni said land is a thorny issue in Kilifi and the coast region at large. She said the conference is expected to at least tackle and minimize the amount of disputes that has been in the years incriminating and suffocating residents. Justice Odeni further warned against misuse of court orders and obtaining illegal court orders that frustrate and conduct fake evictions to locals. She said that the police have been all along misused to implement illegal court orders and conduct unwarranted evictions at night.
So the ELC, in partnership with stakeholders, is scheduled to hold a national environment and land conference from November 28th to December 2nd at Pwani University, Kilifi County, to commemorate the 10th anniversary and to discuss major achievements and constraints in the execution of its mandate. The theme of the conference is ELC at 10, looking back and moving forward on environment and land justice in Kenya. Participants will deliberate on emerging issues affecting the realization of the land rights, climate justice, and best methods of meeting the aspirations that Kenyans had when they established ELC and as a specialized court. So the conference objectives are to commemorate the 10th anniversary of ELC with consolidation of barriers and pathways to safeguard the environment and contribute to the SDGs at national, regional, continental, and international level. To enhance awareness on sustainable development challenges, in particular the climate crisis, loss of biodiversity, and environment, and contribute to the and other environmental challenges, and the crucial role of courts as a key enabler to the successful achievement of SDGs. To adopt recommendations from discussions to demonstrate empirical lessons from the best practice in increasing access to justice and legal empowerment in environmental and climate change matters. To foster stakeholder commitments to SDGs, including country initiatives, and expand partnerships and networking opportunities on environment and land justice. So the participants will include judges, international experts, magistrates, tribunals related to environment and land, ELC court users committees, government institutions, county governments, spearheaded by the hosting county government of Kilifi, academia, development partners, UN agencies, other regional bodies, and media. Children, youth, and persons living with disability will also be key participants in the conference through their various schools and institutions. As a judiciary and as a land and environment court, we have done a lot, and we have cleared backlog of cases. When the court was established, the High Court had a big backlog, but with the establishment of the Environment and Land Court, we have seen a clear difference of clearing the backlog. We have also been able to establish the courts in 37 counties. So therefore, there are only a few counties that are left, but with time we'll be able to cover all the 47 counties. We realize that land is a very emotive issue in the coastal region, and we have had issues with the squatter question, which we are trying to deal with as a court. And we are asking the county government and the national government to ensure that a lasting solution is, they come up with a lasting solution on the squatter issue. Kilifi North and Kilifi South is affected, is the most affected by the squatter question. So if strategies are put in place to see how this issue can be solved through stakeholder engagement, and concerted effort must be put so that the courts work together with all the stakeholders to see how this question can be addressed. The first question, which is very thorny, is the squatter question. That is the elephant in the room. So if we are able to address that issue on squatter, that would be able to reduce even the case backlog in our courts. There are many challenges that I'm sure the Kilifi residents face, and with partnerships and with engagement through the CUCs and through the county government, we'll be able to have a dialogue and see how to address some of the challenges, because this conference is supposed to look at the challenges that we have faced as a court and the achievements that we have had as a court, and the way forward on how to address some of the thorny issues that are affecting the country as the country as a whole. Now, there are laid down procedures in law on how evictions are supposed to take place. It is not something that you just wake up, get an order, and go and demolish or evict. There are laid down procedures in the law whereby stakeholders are involved. The county commissioner must know, and even the orders, the persons who are served with the orders must verify whether these orders emanate from the court. Are they genuine or are they fake? We have a system in our court whereby the DR, the deputy registrar, once an order is issued, she must serialize the order. And if you receive that order, you have to write a letter to court to find out whether that order emanated from court. Our DR has been doing that. Even the land registrars, when they get an order to transfer or to cancel a title, they have to write to court, including the police, to write to court, to the deputy registrar, to find out whether that is a genuine order. The registrar will write a letter confirming, after looking at the file and verifying that that order was issued by the judge, and write to them and say that this is a genuine order. So the issue of evictions, we have noticed that there are some people who are walking around with the fake orders and demolishing at night. Demolitions or evictions must be done during the day after due process has been followed. So that is something that has to be looked into, because they are spoiling the good name of the court. Because when we issue genuine orders, they are supposed to be implemented. The fake ones, you cannot implement a fake order. Even yesterday we talked to the police and told them that when they get an order, let them verify from the court before they do such, and especially when you are doing mass evictions, there has to be a process which has to be followed, which is laid down in the law.
So what happens with the court?
There are also procedures when something is done against the law. There is what we call contempt of court. That person can file an application in court and cite these people for contempt.
Justice Odeni affirmed on her part. Kilifi governor expressed his distress towards the illegal evictions, saying the police must stop implementing night eviction orders.
Jaji ataongea ile kizungu, mimi nitaambia hiyo watu Kiswahili, si ndio? Yes. So that they get both. But for the moment, what I want to say is thank you very much for coming. You know that we have this ELC week going on in Kilifi, and we thank the judiciary for taking the initiative to take the judiciary mashinani. Should have actually named it judiciary mashinani. Yeah? So probably I'll just want to introduce the team here, Lady Justice. We have the land CEC. We have the environment and water and what else? Yeah? Climate change CEC and the deputy governor. So we met here some 2 weeks ago, planning for this exercise which is going on now. We're happy to report that so far so good. We'll have many more visitors coming up the next days to Kilifi. I think many of the visitors will start arriving on Sunday. So next week we'll be very busy. We have about 2,000 visitors who will be visiting, between the judges and the other court and land users. So I'll just hand over to Lady Justice Odeni to brief you on how things are going on so far, and then maybe I'll make a comment before they proceed to the next meeting. Karibu, Justice. Evicting people at night. Like the judge said, you have an order, yes. Why don't you implement it from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening, when there's light? Because sometimes we lose lives during the evictions. People should just adhere to the laws. If you have a genuine court order, then wake up in the morning, go and execute your work. Sometimes I wonder, when you have a problem in the night, you don't get police, but when it's eviction, there are very many. You know, that there should be no evictions in the night, and that there must be a stakeholder involvement. They are not just saying it because they are politicians. It's in the law. When I said many times that the police must involve the leaders on the ground, from MCA to MP to the governor, is because then you sit and say, okay, this is the way it happened. The matter went like this. Because one of the things we'll do in the county, we'll tell the land department to verify the orders. The moment we get the orders are genuine and they are from the court, then we call the stakeholders on the table and say, okay, you are the owner of the land, you are the squatters, how do we go about it? Then once we finish all the alternative ways of doing it, then you say, we have no way out, go ahead and do your work. Or sometimes in this stakeholder involvement, you might find a solution. That's why they said you must involve stakeholders. But you see what happened, those police should not give you excuses. One of the big excuses is because the landowners pays them. Yeah. So let them not go around the issue. They should just say they were paid so that they can execute quickly. It's not the court which forces them. It's them, they don't want to follow the procedures. Because those stakeholders, even yourself, you rush to the police and say, nitawapa kitu mufanye haraka usiku. Yeah? So now people just need to be guided. That's why this meeting is very important, which is going on around.
Mung'aro said land disputes should be a subject of a consulted approach from different stakeholders, including the administration, political leaders, the judiciary, and locals for amicable solutions. The governor, however, said that leaders have always been sidelined when it comes to solving land disputes, while it's one of the ways that can be used to solve disputes amicably.